This is my handicraft project. My handicraft was to reproduce a hypocaust that was used in Roman baths. The hypocaust was divided into two parts, the water heating and the double floor. The one thing they shared was the fire that provided the heat for both of them. And the circle shows where the fire was located. The floors of the baths were actually doubled. One on top, which is what people would walk on, and one on the bottom. Air from the fire would circulate under the top one, and then it would warm up the top one, causing it to become very hot. In that way, the floor would become warm to walk on. The walls would also doubled in the same way. The fire under the baths of Caracalla was massive. It would burn through 10 tons of wood per day to provide heat for the 6,000 to 8,000 bathers who came to the bath each and every day. Rome had a unique system to heat a room's floor and water. This system could also heat up the walls and roofs of a room. It was known as a hypocaust. In a nutshell, it worked via a boiler and a second raised floor and walls. The heat from the fire would boil the water and cause it to move into the pool via convection currents. The hot air would then move upwards and around the floor that people would walk on. The raised floor would be warmed up by this. Then, the warm air would flow up around the walls and over the roof. In this way, the entire room would be warmed. Hey, I'm Alex, and this is my hypocaust for my Latin project. So this here's the furnace. This here is the connection between the furnace and the floor. This thing is going to be the floor. So I removed the roof off the furnace, and I've also removed the second floor off of this so that I can show you how this thing works. So first thing is there's going to be a big fire here, and then through convection currents, the heat's going to pass through these two tunnels and come out here. We're going to have this block so that the heat can only come out here, and it will circulate under this second floor. Now, so the floor is going to have a slight gap here, so that the cooler air could come out here, and the warmer air can keep replacing it, so that the air keeps circulating around the second floor. And so, I have here an infrared thermometer, so we're going to use that to measure the temperature of the second floor, and we should see it rise above the normal air temperature because the fire is heating it up. And then we're also going to make the fire smoke a lot more than usual, and then so through the crack you should see a bunch of smoke that comes spilling out. And as you can see now, our furnace has been covered. So, and then these two exits have also been covered. So now, in theory, the only way the heat can come out is through here. And now we're going to light this fire. Okay, that failed. Come on. Do something. There we go. Oh, and it's off. Here we go. Come on. Okay. And as you can see, we've got our fire. And as you can see, there's a lot of smoke coming out now. And yep, you can see it. You can see the smoke coming out. It's kind of faint. It's a little black, but if you look very carefully, yep, you see there? Yep, there you go. As you can see the little black trails of smoke. And if I put my hand here, this is quite warm actually. Ooh, it's warm. Show you what the outside air temperature is, and right now it's some 68.3 degrees. It's quite cool out here actually. Nice weather. Okay, so 2 minutes later, it's now at 79.1 degrees, fluctuating between 79 and 78. Here, about 4 minutes later, we're at 87, 88, 86. So we're at about in the high 80s now. Okay, here now about I don't know, it was like 6 minutes later. Now we're at
94, 95 degrees. And so, as you can see, it's getting very hot now. And then now, about 10 minutes later, we're at 103, 104 degrees. Yeah, there's 113 degrees now. So, it's getting really hot now. And so after a little while, we didn't get much over 115 degrees. So we believe that with this simple design, that's about the highest temperature that we can get. Still very hot. And so we think that if we maybe made a bigger furnace, or we had a little bit better engineering, that we could get maybe to 120s or 130s. And that's probably what the Romans did in their time. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you really liked it.